The sixth speaker is Ms. Aoi Takahashi from Takasaki City University of Economics. She will deliver her speech under the title of Spread the Warmth of Orange. Then Ms. Takahashi, please come up to the center of the stage.
Sure. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies and honorable judges. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I am bad. I am a bad girl. I was always saying these words to myself when I was a junior high school student. When my mother lost her temper, she didn't cook meals for me and ignored me for a few weeks. I was afraid of my mother. I was always feeling blue. One of the social problems in this modern society is child abuse. Last September, the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announced that Child Consultation Center across Japan dealt with more than 130,000 cases of child abuse. This is the record high since the survey started in 1990, and this figure is far bigger than you may imagine. The number of people who died in traffic accident in 2017 was 3,694. The number of shoplifting in 2016 was 112,702. Child abuse is truly a big problem in Japan. Child abuse is generally categorized into 4 types: physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, and neglect. Child neglect is distinct from the other 3 types of abuse. The time span does not matter in physical, sexual, mental abuse, but child neglect is regarded as neglect when it lasts or is repeated for a certain period of time. So, my mother's behavior to me might have been child neglect. Today, I'm standing here to talk about what I would like you to keep in your minds, not to neglect your children when you become a parent. After my speech, I hope you can realize how neglect keeps affecting children's life for a long time. And I hope you can control yourself to never neglect your children in the future. To begin with, I'm going to talk about 3 types of child neglect and how they affect children. The first one is physical neglect. In this neglect, parents don't provide children with basic necessities of life. For example, parents don't give their children meals or water, wash their clothes, or clean their room. As a result, children come to suffer from malnutrition, can't gain a proper weight, or are forced to live in unsanitary living conditions. Second, in emotional neglect, children don't receive emotional support from their parents. Parents don't notice children's sadness, nor do they scold their children even when they do bad things. The third type is educational neglect. In this neglect, parents don't give their children chances for experiences that are necessary for their growth and development. For instance, they don't allow their children to go to school or to play with their friends. Both emotional and educational neglect lead children to the lack of social skills. Thus, child neglect brings about substantial negative consequences. Then, how can you avoid child neglect? How can you reduce the number of children suffering from it? From my experience and research, I have come up with one key to answer this question. The key is orange. I'd like you to keep it in mind and also share it with your family members, friends, co-workers, and anyone you can talk with so that we won't neglect our children. Now, I'd like to introduce to you orange ribbon. Orange ribbon is a symbol used for a wide variety of purposes around the world. In Japan, it is a symbol of racial discrimination prevention and child abuse prevention. Orange Ribbon is the name of the campaign which Japan Network for Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect has been organizing for almost 20 years. Through its Orange Ribbon campaign, this network makes efforts to arrange and change laws for child abuse prevention. They also support people who are going to be parents soon and who are already raising children so that they can raise their awareness of child abuse. When people have problems and suffer from stress in raising their children, they can use Orange Ribbon as a first step to talk about it with their friends or family members. A lot of people can't talk their problems and stress with their family members and friends because they don't want to let their friends and co-workers know their family circumstances, and because they're afraid of or don't want to feel embarrassed at being looked down on for their incapability in proper child care. However, thanks to the Orange Ribbon, the nationwide common phone number 189 is available for and anyone in need can call and consult professionals anonymously. When they become used to discussing their concerns and problems with others, they can then start talking with those around and close to them. Today, I talked about what I would like you to keep in your mind so you won't neglect your children. There is a possibility for any of you here to become a parent. But please remember that whenever you feel uncertain, worried, or stressed in childcare, you can always rely on Orange Ribbon campaign. I'm sure you never raise or educate your children in the wrong way, and you and your children can live happily ever after together. Now, I live by myself and I live a peaceful life without my nervous feelings. But I still can't forget those hard days with my mother. I'm not sure when I can overcome it. However, I'm sure you will help not to encourage children like me in the future. Let's spread the warmth of orange together. Thank you.
We have a question and answer period. Mr. Eboshi, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Takahashi.
Good afternoon.
Okay, how do you feel right now?
I'm very nervous. I'm not good at speak in front of audience.
Really?
Yes.
But you look good, I think.
Thank you.
Okay, my first question. Why does child neglect or child abuse happen?
The cause is people can't consult with others. So when they have stress and problems, and if they don't consult with others, so as a result, the stress will change and abuse, I think.
Okay, so the stress is the very crucial causes for child abuse.
Yes.
Okay. So the next question is related to your solution, and I would like to discuss your solution more. So Orange Ribbon campaign,
Okay.
who do this or who do organize this campaign?
This is an NPO group.
NPO.
Yes.
Okay. So how frequently do they help parents?
In the website, there are a lot of information. So then the parents can learn about children's how babies grow, and so then when parents face the problems about their babies or children, so they can solve their problem by using information on the website of Orange Ribbon Campaign.
So, are the members in Orange Ribbon Campaign professional for child raising?
Yes, but you and I can join Orange Ribbon.
No, I'm asking about the qualification of the members. Are there a professional consultant for child care, or are there a doctor
Yes.
or nurses?
Yes, and professionals.
Professionals, okay. So my next question is, what is child raising for parents?
Sorry, one more please.
What is child raising for parents?
I think child raising is very happily thing. So sometimes they have stress and problems, but without children, they can't feel the stress and problems. So that's why. So child raising is happiness for parents.
Okay, time has come. Thank you very much.